Hey, T, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on the coins I was telling you I'd do for you. So today we're going to do Litecoin. We're going to look at XRP. We're going to do Digibyte, Ethereum, and we may get into one or two more. What I'm going to do here is show you some of the coins that I'm looking at on TradingView. These are some of the ones that I like to pay attention to right now. So if you've never used TradingView before, if you click this is all the watch list and all the different ones you can look at. And then there's also news down here you can scroll through. Guys, it's a great thing, great tool to have, and I have the pro version so that I can give you all more indicators. So I think the free version is only 2 or 3 indicators, and the pro version I end up getting like 5 or 6 of them. So it really helps out just be able to show you guys stuff and also not have all the ads popping up all over the place. So that's why I went with the pro version. I think it's $10 or $15 a month, but if you're going to be charting and you're going to be trading and all that, you really need to spend the money on it. If you're going to be a carpenter, you're going to pay for your tools, you're going to pay for your tape measure, all that stuff. Same deal here. If you're going to be trading, get yourself a good TradingView Pro or even a better version of it, because it'll really help you just be able to see more indicators and you'll get more news, more info, different things like that. So over here, what I'm looking at is, let's start at the bottom. I'm looking at Neo, Digibyte, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, Omise Go, XRP, Populous, Quantum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Civic, and Ethereum. And then I have some other ones up here, guys. But those are the cryptocurrencies that I'm looking at right now and I want to pay attention to. So that's just me, and we're going to dig into these. So if you like this stuff, guys, if you like where I'm putting more coins into the video as well, I'll do this once a week or so. If you guys like that, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll dig into this. All right, so let's clear that off. So we're going to start with Litecoin here. And what's happening with Litecoin, guys, we broke out of this green trend line, so we broke to the downside here. We got a beautiful bounce with a harami pattern or harami candlestick pattern on decent volume off this 50-day moving average, which brought us back into this trend line here. What happened was we kind of had tweezer tops from that move, so we saw rejection, we got pushed back down, and we basically put in almost a hammer candle here, still defending it. And now what's happening is the candles are getting very tight for Litecoin here on the 1 day, and whenever they get real tight and small like that, you can anticipate a breakout either to the upside or the downside. So what you do with these guys, as soon as you see that big stick of volume either come into the upside or the downside, you want to wait for the confirmation, and then you want to jump in with whatever side it's going to. Obviously, if it's going to the downside, then you'd be shorting if you wanted to do that. I wouldn't suggest it when the trend's been up, but say we break to the upside and you see it on big volume, that's the time to jump in. Like right here, how we had this nice little break here. We had doji candles, real tight candles here, and then you see the break that came in, this beautiful break. And if we take this and we look at our price range tool, guys, that break alone, if you would have bought on the doji, I mean, off the real bodies even, that's 41%. These are massive moves, guys. So that's why I'm paying attention to this. Do I know which way it's going to break? No, I don't, guys. We're in on the 4 hour, we're in a symmetrical triangle, and a symmetrical triangle is a neutral pattern. So it can break up, it can break down, or it can move through the pattern to the apex, and then it will basically become invalid. So that's what you want to look at. But the symmetrical triangle is a more neutral pattern, just like the ascending triangle is a more bullish pattern, and a descending triangle is a more bearish pattern. So that's what you want to look at, and you want to put these things, the odds, in your favor. So what's also happening is we're having decreasing volume. Whenever you have that decreasing volume, expect a break. It happens a lot of times. You can see over here we had this nice volume here, and then volume really decreased. It fell off, and then we had a bullish engulfing candle and we got pushed to the upside. So what I'm waiting for today, we're getting squeezed between the 20 EMA and the 50 there. We're just going to see which way we pop. If we hold the 50 and we defend it as support, and if we get up above that 20 EMA, or if we're just going to start falling back down and rolling over. And then I'd kind of look, guys, most likely probably around like that 110 area. Break down anywhere into that 115, 110. I'd look to the downside. To the upside, we'd want to close up above, so you can see my alerts about 124.30, and then to the downside I have alert at 115.95. So that's Litecoin. Not going to dig too much into it. I hope to do a more in-depth video on Litecoin possibly tomorrow, but I wanted to get some of these other ones in as well. So the next one we're going to go to is Digibyte. Here we go. All right, so with Digibyte, Let me clear that off, guys. What we've been paying attention to, like we were talking about in the last video, we wanted to defend this 200-day moving average. So this is in white is our 200-day moving average right there. And what happened was we ended up defending it and we closed up above it, as well as the 20 EMA we closed up above right here. So now we're showing some indecision here. This is kind of almost like a long leg doji or a rickshaw man up here. So we're seeing some rejection at this 50-day moving average. So we're going to have to see what happens, but this at least potentially getting us into an equilibrium pattern where we can make another move to the upside. I do like the fact that we're defending this 20 EMA. If you remember in the last video, I talked about how we want to defend that. We don't want to start having candle closes below that because we finally got back up above that, and we haven't been up above that in over a year. So that was a very big deal. We were paying attention to the trend line break that came in. We fell. We had a pullback basically directly onto that trend line. Then we fell again, guys. But take a look here, and then there's my target. If we do have a really strong break out of here, I'd start looking up to that basically 0.0170 area. But overall, take a look at Digibyte here and look how long we are underneath this 200-day moving average, which right here we just basically wicked through. It was all we did. And that was around September 4th, 2018. We've been smashed underneath that. We even had big gaps. We got pushed so hard to the downside. So that's why, guys, the importance of being back up above that. A lot of long-term investors will look for that we have confirmation of staying up above that, treat that as support, then they'll buy to potentially go long and hold for the long run. So that's what I'm looking for Digibyte right now, guys. We're down 4.37%. The next one we'll get into is XRP. Let me find that one here. All right, so XRP, let me pull this down a hair. All right, so with XRP, we're still having our higher lows down here, this yellow trend line, so that's a great thing. This was the next trend line that we had that we actually broke down through. But what happened was we found support off the 100-day moving average, and that's why I always like to play moving averages. You want to treat them as support and resistance. That's very important to pay attention to. Above us right now, we are having a death cross. We're having our 20 EMA cross down below our 50 moving average here, so we do want to keep that in mind. Pushing us down, guys, right now. And what we're looking at is to see, because this is a bullish engulfing candle, even though we had this really long wick, it engulfs this candle before it. So we're looking to see if we can get another move up here and even see if we can back test this trend line again, like we were just talking about on Digibyte, how you can have these trend line breaks and you can back test them to try to get either back up in this trend line, bounce off the trend line, or bounce off and just go further down or just drop, guys. So those are the things that you're looking at. But we want to start closing back up above these moving averages again, because right now we have the 20 or the 200-day moving average is support, the 100 is support, but we have the 20 EMA and the 50 moving average acting as overhead resistance. So we're getting basically pinned between these, and we're just going to have to see if we can get over top of these and start having some candle closes up above those. Right now we're at 39 cents. We're up 0.16% there on XRP. And also I wanted to point out, if you throw a Fibonacci on here, let's throw that on there. I like to look at retracements a lot as well. So, you know, why people were going long off here, we were seeing this 100-day moving average coinciding also with this 0.618, and we also had potential support right here. That was once resistance. We broke through it. You want it to become support. So there's a lot of confluence here to go long on that. So now we just have to see if we can get that follow through on XRP. Volume is dwindling down a little bit right now, so we do want to keep that on our radar. And the next one, guys, we're going to go to is Ethereum. We find ETH here. And smash that like button if you like me going through all these. We can do this, guys, once or twice a week. Okay, so with ETH, we're defending our 20 EMA, so that's great. We're up above all four moving averages, our 50, 100, 200. We're up above our long-term trend line down here in green, so everything's looking good there. We will have overhead resistance starting at around $320 is what we're going to be looking at there. But we have been having higher lows. We had a bullish engulfing candle down here, which was nice, which pushed us up. But we had a really long wick, lots of profit taking, a bearish engulfing candle, which pushed us down to that 50-day moving average. So we do want to take a look at that. But we're going to have to see where today closes. If we can close up above yesterday's candle around that 306 is going to be important. I want to throw on our stochastic RSI as well. Take a look at that. We're getting a nice bullish cross here, though, which is nice on the stochastic, guys. So that could give us potential to maybe run to the upside a little bit more and challenge that $320 is something that I would definitely be looking at here. But ETH, I mean, guys, it's strong. We're up above all 4 moving averages here, and you have to look at these and think about these moving averages as raging rivers. Right now, the river is moving up. The trend is up. We want to chase the trends. Over here, let me zoom out here, the trend was down. You see this? All 4 moving averages pushing this down until we had that change right there, that supply and demand shift. And those are the things you want to look for, but you want to chase trends. And look how far we've fallen, guys. I mean, still, if you're getting ETH at these levels here at around 307, we had an all-time high of over $1,400. That's just insane. So, you know, these are the things that I want to look at, guys. I want to pay attention to. So that was Litecoin. We did Digibyte. We did XRP. We did ETH. And let me see if there's any other ones I want to go over here with you. We did NEO. Did a quick one for you on NEO if you haven't checked that video out. You know what? Let's do Bitcoin Cash. See what's happening with Bitcoin Cash. So down here on the stochastic, it's looking like we're getting a nice little cross there, so a bullish cross, so that could be a good thing. Let me pull this up here, and I'll show you some of the things I was looking at. And this is basically my chart setup here. You guys know I like to do a lot with moving averages. So here, guys, this was basically almost a week apart, so we had horn tops up here for Bitcoin Cash. You don't see that a ton. So horn tops, they're basically a week apart. These wicks up here. So tweezer tops, they're right next to each other, basically days back to back where you saw rejection. So now what we need to do is get back up above that 20 EMA and that 50 because we have given it up on the 1 day here. So now what we're looking for is support is probably going to be down here around that 377 if we drop to the downside, and also this yellow trend line that we're going to be paying a lot of attention to, as well as this 100-day moving average. But also on this, the candles are getting small, and it's looking like we may have a potential little break here. So you can see we had a doji here. Then we had a little bit of a follow through. It almost looks like an inverted hammer there. And we're trying to push and get back up above these moving averages here. But it's going to have to come on big volume, guys. We did get a nice little stochastic cross there. So we're hoping maybe that can push us to the upside. We'd look around that 422 as overhead resistance. Then we'd look around that 441. And then up here around that 485 is what we're going to pay attention to. And on the downside, we're going to be looking at about 378. Down to around 355, this area. That would be a hot spot right in here as well. So, guys, wanted to bring you a quick one here. Didn't want to keep you too long. It's 12 minutes so far, so I even kept you longer than I wanted to. But this is what I'm looking at. Just want to go through them quick with you. If you like this style, this format, leave it down low. Let me know, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless. Have a great day.